Hello, this is Canon Gary Waddingham, and this is Holy Days on the High Plains. There are a lot of days we could pick for this week. It's full of saints and people that we commemorate that aren't quite saints. Charles de Foucault, a martyr of the 20th century, Clement of Alexandria of the early church, 3rd century, John of Damascus, another patristic scholar, St. Francis Xavier, and so on. But the one I'm going to pick is one who has his feast day tomorrow, Nicholas Ferrar, who was ordained a deacon and is a man, a cleric, who lived in the 17th century at the time of William Laud and Charles I. It's kind of an interesting story. He isn't a saint, but there's something there about him that's very much worth us taking note of. One of the things is that he was going to be a businessman with the Virginia Company, one of the ways of exploiting tobacco in the New World and so on. But it lost its charter, its money, and so on. And he decided at that point to go and live in a small little village his mother bought, obviously a person of some means. And he and a household of about 30 people lived there. They prayed a lot. There was always somebody at the community praying. And more than that, they helped with the health and education of local children, which is extremely important. I personally have no use for people whose spiritual energies are all turned inward just on themselves. You know, when we do things with kids today, when we have youth events, we always have them do something for others. They go around and collect food for the food bank or something like that. It isn't simply about their own spiritual well-being. And so it was at Little Giddings that they helped the local children. And they were considered quite strict, although they didn't technically take vows or any such thing, but they had a life that didn't allow for as much sleep or as recreation as some might want. The Puritans, who pretty much never liked anybody, kind of made fun of them. More than that, they called them an Armenian nunnery, which is a high form of heretical insult. Of course, nobody much liked the Puritans either. Shakespeare, God bless and keep him, particularly made fun of them. And when they got after Christmas, that was eventually their downfall. Thanks be to God. At any rate, Ferrar, of course, eventually died, and some other people took over the community, but it didn't last forever. But while it was around, it was a great inspiration to a great many people. And I want to read to you a part of a poem by T.S. Eliot, one of the most famous poems, in my opinion, of the 20th century, called The Four Quartets. And I often quote parts of it for sermons and so on. And I'm going to quote from a fourth part of it called, appropriately enough, Little Gidding. If you came this way, taking any route, starting from anywhere, at any time or at any season, it would always be the same. You would have to put off sense and notion. You are not here to verify, instruct yourself, or inform curiosity, or carry a report. You are here to kneel where prayer has been valid, and prayer is more than an order of words, the conscious occupation of the praying mind, or the sound of the voice praying. And what the dead had no speech for when living, they can tell you, being dead. The communication of the dead is tongued with fire beyond the language of the living. Here the intersection of the timeless moment is England and nowhere, never and always. Nicholas Ferrar, deacon and poet of the Church of England. Let me conclude with noonday prayer for Tuesday. O God, make speed to save us. O Lord, make haste to help us. At the third hour, you took your cross. You stumbled, Lord, beneath its weight. Now help us bear our daily load and strive to follow where you lead. When the Lord restored the fortunes of Zion, then were we like those who dream. Then were our mouth filled with laughter and our tongue with shouts of joy. They said among the nations, the Lord has done great things for them. The Lord has done great things for us. We are glad indeed. Restore our fortunes, O Lord, like the watercourses of the Negev. Those who sowed with tears will reap with songs of joy. Those who go out weeping, carrying the seed, will come again with joy, shouldering their sheaves. A reading from Malachi. Far from the rising of the sun to its setting, my name is great among the nations, and in every place incense is offered to my name, and a pure offering. For my name is great among the nations, says the Lord of hosts. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. Amen. We thank you for setting us at the tasks which demand our best efforts, and for leading us to accomplishments which satisfy and delight us. Let us bless the Lord. Thanks be to God. God keep you this day and the rest of the week, and I hope to see you next week.